done so far. So I'll copy this market data externalizable, Control C, and then I will go back to the test package, chapter 17, and alt insert Java class, and then test. Okay. Now to save some time, I will copy the unit test case from the previous chapter, which is maybe I will take from market data with static fields, and then we will make necessary changes required for this chapter. So let me copy from file to this unit test cases, Control C, and then Control V. Okay. Now let's make some necessary changes required for this chapter. So first of all, I will change the name here of the serialized file. It should be like this. Okay, and let's go to our test serialize method. Test serialize and deserialize. Oh, okay. I think it has copied both of it in the same method. Let me change it. Let me copy it from the other test cases from some other chapters. So I will take chapter 13. And let me copy these test serialize and deserialize. Guys, this is just for saving some time. I don't want to type all this code again. So I'll come here and create two separate test cases here. Okay. So let's go and change our serialize and deserialize unit test cases. Okay, so setup method is looking good. We already changed the name of this serialization path file. And now let's work on the serialize unit test case. So we are going to test basic serialization for Java Pojo with externalizable interface, right? So with just need to change the name here, externalizable. Similarly, I will do it for deserialize test case with externalizable. Okay. Now let's go back here and we need to change the Java Pojo that we want. We want actually for chapter 17, which is market data externalizable. Okay. Now let's see everything. Set time, open, high, low, close, last. Last is the field which was marked as transient. Let's just mark it down. And market data dot set, it was MD provider, I think. Set MD. Okay, MD provider. Okay. And I will just give a name as a routers. Okay. It's showing as warning because it's actually a static variable and we are using an object reference to set this variable. Ideally, it should be the class name market data externalizable dot set this MD provider as routers. Okay. So we can ignore this warning for now. And let me check back our market data externalizable. And if we see here, we are only serializing this security ID, time, and is level 1, these three fields, and then transient field last, and static field MD provider. So just let's go back. So it means that this will time, level 1, and these two fields. So only these two fields would be returned to the serialized stream of bytes. And once we test deserialize, once we deserialize it back. So let me first of all cast it back to the correct object. So it should be market data externalizable. And now, as we know that only few fields are getting deserialized back, so we expect only these to be coming back as this transient variable and this, and market data as well, right? So let me change this. I will remove these lines. We don't need it. It's incorrect. And we just directly can use routers because this is a static field and market data. Okay, from serialize dot get MD provider. Okay, and let me remove this. So let me move this down to mark it as a transient because this was the field which was marked as transient, but still we were able to deserialize it and this was static. Okay, and so only security ID time. So open, high, low, close. This should be coming back as 0 because we are not serializing it. So what I will do is that I will simply do Shift Alt Insert and then Shift down arrow and choose this and mark it as 0. Again Shift Alt Insert to go back to the normal mode. So all these fields should be not serialized, and once we deserialize it, it should be coming back as a default value of 0. Okay, so we have written all these test cases. Now let's run it. Let me run this test case now. So I'll just go here and click on run. You can also use Control Shift F10. So now it's running. Okay, so we see that both the test cases worked well. And we can see that the fields that we chose in our writeExternal and readExternal, only those fields were serialized and deserialized correctly, including the transient and static fields. So security ID time, as we can see that these were all our whitelisted, and similarly all those fields which were not whitelisted, for example, open, high, low, close, etc., they didn't come back. They came back as 0. It was because they were not serialized. And the most interesting part is the transient variable last. It was stored as 161.9, and it came back after deserialization as 161.9, although being a transient field. Similarly, for the static field MD provider, it was same routers while coming back. So let's go back to what we have done so far. Let's revise it one final time. In the market data externalizable, we implement externalizable, and we had all these private field members, including transient and static. Then we have overridden writeExternal and readExternal methods, where we have chosen whatever fields we want to serialize or deserialize. And we also asserted that because this println statement didn't came in our output, in our test output, so we have ensured that writeObject and readObject were ignored and not called when we are using writeExternal and readExternal methods. So we asserted all of this in our test class. So guys, this was all about chapter 17, how to use externalizable interface. In the next video, we'll cover chapter 18, which would be using object input validation interface. So see you all in the next video.